The new Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Duelist Soul Burner set is bad. It is a bad but very fun set. It is bad in the sense that it is completely unappealing to competitive players. At the same time, it is also unappealing to new and super casual players. But it is very appealing to people who are in the middle. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of players are somewhere in the middle. They're not too new to the game, but they're not too competitive. They're somewhere right in the middle. And this set came out with three very fun sets, with three very fun archetypes to play with, where we got Battling Boxers, Salamangreat, and Volcanics. I personally love this set. It is a bad set. Yes, it is definitely a bad set in the sense that this thing will not do anything that will shape the format or change Yu-Gi-Oh! For the better. But at the same time, though, and this is where the hypocrisy comes in when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh!, we constantly complain about power creep is so bad, power creep is terrible, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Konami, they keep producing all these super busted, broken, powerful cards that make the game worse and worse, and the ceiling for Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets harder and harder to get into. And then they come out with something which does not move the needle at all for power creep. That is completely fair, completely balanced, not too threatening, not too bad, not too good, somewhere in the middle. And then we still get complaints. And I get it. I understand it because this game appeals to people within the bubble of Yu-Gi-Oh! And since we hold guard top level players, we look at something like Legendary Duelist Soul Burner, and we're like, oh wow, set is bad because the top players are not playing this. My favorite content creators are not going to play this. And here's the thing, most duelists, the majority of duelists, are not really going to be playing these three archetypes of Volcanics, Salamangreat, and Battling Boxers. Most people are not going to play that. But to the people who are playing that, like me, like I'm going to enjoy the sets. Actually, I love this set. I just ordered right now my set of Volcanic cards, and I'm going to play them. Am I going to win with them? No. But I want to play Volcanics because Volcanics is a fun deck to pilot. And so it is baffling to me where we get so many players complaining about creep. Oh, Konami's evil. They're throwing out these huge overpriced like cards that end up being strong and broken, and then the third or secondary market is going to go overprice these cards. One of the best cards, or you can say the best card in this entire set, is about $40, and it's a Ghost Rare, and it's meant for collectibles. And that's strange to me, where I really do believe that Konami cannot produce a single product that generally everybody will enjoy. I don't think so, because collectors don't like products that don't have cards, and this set doesn't have that. Competitive players don't like this set because it doesn't have any good cards. Super uber casual players are not gonna like the set because it doesn't have Blue Eyes or Dark Magician or Heroes or anything that is major in a major popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime like DM or Synchro or GX. So who does this appeal to? It appeals to the middleman, and represent a very quiet part of the Yu community. That's why I say this is a bad fun set. It is a bad set in the grand sense of things, because that just doesn't appeal to most players out there, but it appeals to the very few players who are perfectly fine playing their favorite archetype. That's pretty much Legendary Duelist Soul Burner. I love it. I personally enjoy it. I know other people who enjoy this set, but it's still a bad fun set. It's a bad fun set where I think this set really does expose a lot of players. Really, I think it exposes the fact that collectors who are part of the community, who don't work for Konami, are very greedy in the sense that they want these super high value cards. Like there are people out there who buy like 12 boxes of these and are just gonna go and hoard like all the big major cards and then resell them at an insanely high price. That's not gonna happen here. Like this thing is very unappealing to resellers, and resellers make up a very terrible part or a very terrible portion of the Yu community. And then like top players are not going to play this because there's nothing they want to play off this. If Konami makes something overpowered and broken and busted, or something that, that raises the power creep, we're gonna say Konami's terrible. But if they make something that doesn't at all, we'll still call them terrible. So really, you can't appeal to anybody in this game. And I think that's why it's a good thing that none of us actually run Konami. It's a good thing because the game has gotten more and more popular the more and more they stop listening to the community and to the fans, really. We complain all the time about Yu-Gi-Oh! We complain all the time about Konami. How we're talking about how their practices are terrible, or they don't know how to make the game correctly, or they don't know how to make sets. Yet we can see through the numbers that Yu-Gi-Oh! Keeps getting bigger and bigger every single year. That turnouts and people participating in Yu-Gi-Oh! Events and in-person tournaments have gotten bigger and bigger. And so, for as much as we complain to Konami about how they manage stuff terribly, and at times they do, at times, but for the most part, they do great. They really are doing great in terms of increasing the viability and the popularity of this game, especially since it went through this weird, terrible downturn in the mid-2010s. More people now are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now more than ever, and so we complain about power creep being a bad thing, but yet when power creep doesn't happen, we complain that it's not happening in the first place. It's so strange. It's very strange. You can't appeal to everybody, and I think Konami did a really good job making this set